Hey guys, it's Shaz, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down 5 proven AI infrastructures you could sell in the later half of 2024, heading into 2025. I'm going to be breaking down step by step how these AI infrastructures work, how you could build them, how you could roll them out, and the actual gap that you'll be solving so you could charge a high ticket to potential clients. Now, the reason I know that these are proven AI infrastructures is because I've taken over 100 sales calls in the space, talking to local businesses, small businesses, all the way up to 7-figure established companies. I've also spoken with many agency owners. I've seen these solutions previously be sold as well, and I've sold these solutions myself, specifically one of them, which I'll cover later on in the video. And finally, I've been in talks for a while now, over a year, with some of the biggest AI agency owners in the world, specifically the guy that coined the AAA model, Liam Otley. I've met these guys, and I have a lot of data into what is working, what the market wants, and I've formed these 5 proven AI infrastructures to break down so you guys could sell them as well, especially heading into the new year when AI is going to get really hot. Now, if you do not know what an infrastructure is, it's very simple to understand. An infrastructure is an end-to-end solution that solves a massive underlying problem for a business. End-to-end, that's the biggest thing you want to take away from the infrastructure. It's the whole solution. We're solving the whole entire gap, right? Think about an infrastructure for a building or a bridge. If there's no infrastructure, the building or the bridge will collapse. It will be no more. It will not be a good building or a good bridge, right? Same thing with the business. Businesses have massive holes in them, right? We're going to be building an infrastructure that we can install into a business to help them solve that whole problem that they are facing, all right? Now, when we solve all those problems with an infrastructure, we could charge a lot more money and protect ourselves from becoming commoditized or becoming a commodity. A commodity is essentially your service gets devalued because there's so many other people offering it. For example, video editing has become a commodity. If you're just solely offering video editing and no management, nor scripting or anything like that, you are a commodity because I could go to 10 or 100,000 other people to add to my videos. I could also go to AI softwares now that could edit my videos. So you have become a commodity because there's so many other people doing it. It drives the price down and you can't make that much money. All right. Now, given this, video editing is probably on the easier side of things. That's why a lot of people do it. Infrastructures are not. They're hard, right? But the harder the solution, the less people that are going to copy you, the more you could actually charge because the less people can copy your service. All right. Now, the basic of an infrastructure, the basics, is very simple. Your ICP, your dream client, has this current situation that they're in, and you want to bring them to the ideal situation that they're in. Now, you're going to be solving every single gap. Again, the whole gap, end-to-end solution to get that person from where they are to where they want to be and what they paid you to do. All right. Now, for example, if you were just doing video editing, for example, let me just lock this really quickly. If you're just doing video editing, you'll probably be only providing one step in the solution, right? So people don't have their video edited. They want their video edited. If you're a video editor, you'll just be providing one single step. That's not going to help. What we want to be doing is providing every single step. So in the same example for video editing, I want to be providing video editing, the scripting, the posting, the repurposing, the landing pages, etc. That is an infrastructure, a very simple example. And again, I'm going to be breaking down all these infrastructures right now. When you're building your AI infrastructure, keep these few points in mind so you can build an infrastructure that converts and people will actually pay thousands of dollars for it, all right? One is niche. Niche down as much as possible. Niche is huge, not only because you can scale your business more, but if you're serving a niche, a lot of people won't be doing that, and you get insights into what's working, and you can make your service the best. When you make your service the best, and there's not a lot of other people competing in a small niche, you get to charge whatever you want and provide the best solution and become a real authority in that niche. So niche down as much as possible. Again, solve multiple issues for a business, as many as possible, as many as you can actually get results for. Solve as many business issues as possible. Don't force it. So if you're not good at something, don't just try to solve it because, oh, it's an infrastructure. But if you're good at a service, add that problem into your solution, into your bucket, and solve as many problems as possible for a business. We want to make it as end-to-end as possible. Next, create infrastructure that actually gets measurable results. This one is huge. Usually a measurable result is revenue. So revenue, sales calls, clients, decreasing churn, increasing profit margin. If you can measure the actual ROI and the actual results you're getting for someone, that is what you want to focus on. Sometimes if you're offering an infrastructure that increases views or time saved, it's really hard to track that stuff, and it's really hard to say, hey, our infrastructure will give you X, Y, and Z results. Here are the numbers, right? This is huge. If you have the numbers, you could use it in marketing. You could use it as a guarantee. You could use it as a bunch of other stuff. So make sure you're building infrastructure that outputs a result that you can measure. This is a very massive point. Next, have unique mechanisms so you become irreplaceable. Again, we're trying to avoid becoming a commodity. The ways that you can have a unique mechanism are being the best at AI. So if you just have a really good AI or automation solution, that not a lot of other people could prompt or copy, then you're in good hands. Or two, hire an A player, hire the best talent, right? A lot of people out there are not very good at what they do. So if you hire someone that's in the top 5% of what they do, you will be very, very good because that person will basically carry you and do really good work, right? And your competition won't be able to replicate what you're doing because they don't have access to the person that you hired, all right? Next is do not force AI. This is an AI infrastructure. I totally get it. But if AI is not applicable, then don't force AI at every single small step, all right? If it's not applicable, don't use it, but only put AI where it is applicable, where it provides a benefit and an ROI that otherwise couldn't be achieved. And finally, please make an infrastructure around either a result, an interest, or a skill. If you don't have any of these, trust me, you do. You have an interest or you have some type of skills. And if anything, you have a result. Make it around what you've already done, all right? I don't care if you think it's a small market, right? Because your infrastructure solely relies on the insights you have into an industry. So if you are in real estate, you've been a realtor for 4 years, that's better than me. You will have so much more knowledge than the real estate market than I do, all right? So hop into an infrastructure and build an infrastructure that you actually have experience, interest, or past results. And I don't care if it's a very, very small niche like, spas, there is still an infrastructure applicable. And trust me, that niche is bigger than you think. So know these few things before you build your AI infrastructures, but let's get into breaking down these 5 infrastructures, how they work, how you can build them, and how you could solve a whole gap to charge a lot of money heading into the new year. And here are the 5 AI infrastructures I will be breaking down step by step. The AI content infrastructure, AI ads infrastructure, AI outreach infrastructure, AI community infrastructure, and last but not least, this one's really, really cool, the AI SaaS infrastructure. If you're selling these infrastructures and you're having trouble, we've helped a lot of AI automation agency owners scale up their business in the AI space. Ibrahim went from 0 to 10K in 44 days. Ali and Mert have already closed sales calls and booked sales calls through their channel, which is what we help people establish. Nick has an AI business, has gone from 66 to over 1.4K subscribers, brought in deals, clients, etc. Nico has a small channel. He's booked in over 40 sales calls. He's not in the AI space, but Sergio is in the AI Go high level space. He only has 140 subscribers and he's booked in calls for his business and closed deals as well, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. These guys are all selling AI solutions successfully. If you need help, there's free resources down below that you could claim. You could even talk with me if you would like to. But let's get into these 5 infrastructures and how to build them step by step. All right, the first AI infrastructure I will be covering is something I've sold before, and I call it the AI content infrastructure. I've successfully sold this multiple times, gotten some insane results for our clients. You can see them on the screen. Now, I've made personally in the last few months alone over $15,000 selling this exact content infrastructure. All right, the whole goal here is, again, solving a whole gap. We're taking people from no attention to attention. Specifically, people before working with us and installing this infrastructure have no lead flow, no attention, and a low sales call close rate. Now they have attention, they have leads, and they have sales calls, which is all they need. That's why they paid us. All right, so how do we actually solve this entire gap? 3-step process: YouTube content strategy, AI content infrastructure, and conversion mechanisms. I'm not going to go into depth on every single bullet point here, but I'll give you a general overview. Now, first, we solve YouTube content strategy. This is insanely important, right? We do done-for-you content ideas. With our clients right now, since we have so much data on what's working on YouTube, a lot of the people we're working with will post their first YouTube video. This is insane. And they'll book in their first sales calls from that first YouTube video just because we have so much data on what's working, all right? So we actually formulate the content ideas for the people we work with. Then we help them create video scripts and give them resources. We do the thumbnail for them, SEO and description for them, done with you and done for your editing, depending on the package we go for. And we give them feedback on every single video, plus analysis of how that video did, all right? Then they get converting videos, which helps them, again, book in a call, which is another way of saying they got leads and sales calls, right? So the goal is here as well as up here, okay? Next is after we establish the content strategy. Again, this is insanely important. This is probably the biggest thing we do for our clients. Then we implement the AI content infrastructure, right? This is done for you platform analysis. So we'll go through who our client is, who they're targeting, what business they're running, who they could help, and where those people are. And we pick platforms they should go to. Then we give them a custom AI content models. This is not GPT or some, very generic stuff. This is fine-tuned models for their business so they can come up with scripts, content ideas, write articles and stuff like that, custom to their business and who they're targeting. Finally, done for you, repurposing infrastructure. This is a little bit of what the infrastructure looks like. We take their YouTube channel. Again, that's why we established this first. We take their YouTube channel and what's working there. Then we repurpose to other platforms. Again, we're only choosing a few platforms depending on the client and who they serve. We'll repurpose to those platforms. Those platforms will already generate calls for them. So they go down here. And what we do is give them special call to action. So when they repurpose these other platforms, that traffic also gets redirected back to YouTube, which we know YouTube books in a lot of sales calls. All right, so that's sort of our workflow and our repurposing infrastructure, which is step number 2. Finally, we have step number 3, which is conversion mechanisms. This one is also insanely important. Views are great. Views are awesome. We want sales calls. We want leads. I don't care if I get 1 million views. If I have no leads, that video really didn't do me any good, right? So we help them with conversion mechanisms. They get a done for you conversion mechanism audit. So usually when they come to us, they already have a website or some type of landing page. We help them with all that stuff. Then we give them converting funnel templates, all right? And for some of our clients, we do these templates for them. For some, they just take the templates and they have their own team do it. But we give them landing pages, VSLs, opt-in pages, book a call funnels, all this stuff we give to them. They also get back-end templates as well, opt-in workflows, call show-up workflows, email nurture sequences, back-end automations, and a bunch of other cool stuff. And again, this helps us turn all these views that we're gathering in these 2 steps turns into calls and money and book calls. All right, so that's the whole goal. Again, is attention and leads and sales calls. So that is the AI content infrastructure. If you want to learn more about this for your business, you hop on a free call with me down below. We also have a 72-page free document that you could read about the whole content infrastructure much more in depth. That is the AI content infrastructure. That is infrastructure number 1. Infrastructure number 2 is the AI ads infrastructure. So people will come to you for this infrastructure if they're struggling to run ads, they're not running any ads, or they're struggling to scale those ads. So they're scaling the ads and they're losing money, or they're not getting any leads, or they're getting any clients. All right, now that's their current situation. Of course, with the infrastructure, we want to bridge to their ideal dream situation. This is why they're paying you, so that they can have ads that convert into leads, sales calls, and clients, and have a positive return on ad spend or ROAS. All right, so that's why people are paying you. They want to get to this dream situation when they're struggling with ads. Now, this is how we're going to solve that gap. So first thing we're going to do is an audit. As you'll see with a lot of these infrastructures I'm going to cover in the rest of the video, the first step is an audit, just to see where they are. Now, the only 3 buckets that this person, this ICP that needs help with ads could really be in is these, right? First, they did not run ads at all, but they want to. 2 is that they run ads and they don't get any results. 3 is that they run good ads, but they don't get any sales calls or leads out of those ads, meaning the creative is good, but they're struggling with lead flow, or maybe the ROAS is small, stuff like that. ROAS, again, return on ad spend. If you're running ads, ideally you want to spend $10 and get 20 back, right? So you're doubling your money with ads after all costs are associated. That's the ad audit. Next, we're going to go to AI ad creation, which is step number 2. So the goal here is build a converting ad leveraging AI. So we'll be using AI for the ad creative and the ad scripting. So we're going to create a fine-tuned model for scripting the ad and AI image generation for the ad creative. So the AI components are right here and right here. Then we're going to physically go in and done for you set up the ads. This is part of the infrastructure. Finally, set up KPIs and tracking. You have to be tracking. Again, a lot of this stuff as well is tracking. How well are the ads working? How well are they working before we work with you and after, right? That's marketing material. So you have to be tracking everything. This is another common thing you'll see in the rest of the infrastructures. All right. Next, step 3, AI lead magnet. You want to build an opt-in page for people with an AI lead magnet. So you're going to set up a done for you converting opt-in page. If you want to see an example of an opt-in page, you can go down to my opt-in page and sort of see what I do. It's converting very well for us right now. 2, you're going to build them an AI lead magnet. I'm not going to explain what this is. I have a whole video that will pop up in the top right about what an AI lead magnet is. This is a game changer and it involves AI in a great way. This will give you more AI ammo to basically sell under this AI infrastructure. And then you're going to create a converting nurture sequence after people opt in. Finally, you're going to trigger an AI appointment setter or a follow-up sequence, which is step number 4, is the AI appointment setter. All right, so you're going to build an opt-in page for them. People opt in, they get the AI lead magnet, and they get triggered into or sent into a workflow that is going to try to set them on a call. All right, so the goal here, again, build an AI appointment setter. You're going to set up the AI appointment setter with custom messaging and sequence timing, depending on that person's business. And then again, you're going to be tracking every single thing you do. Finally, step number 5 is boost the call show up rate. All right, great. The AI appointment setter worked. It actually booked in a call. Now I want to make sure people actually show up to that call. The goal, make sure people show up to that call. All right. Install a proven follow-up sequence through SMS and email. Include pre-call assets, which is like content. And then finally, a no-show workflow. So if actually people don't show up to that call, how can we get them back to the sequence so that they show up to the call, the next time or they reschedule? All right. That is the whole 5-step workflow for the AI ads infrastructure. If you do every single one of these things and dial it in, I guarantee you can take a person that has a working offer and that's doing, 10K, 25K a month. You could take them to 30 to 50K a month by implementing this and implementing ads that actually work and all the follow-up sequences and AI materials that you're going to be using. All right, so that is the AI ads infrastructure. If you have questions about any of this, let me know down in the comments or DM me on Instagram. I would love to help out. Let's move on to infrastructure number 3. Now, the 4th AI infrastructure is the AI outreach infrastructure. There is a massive market for this. I'll tell you why in a second. Now, the current situation of people that need this infrastructure are that they just need more attention on their offer. All of their leads are currently from inbound content marketing or other inbound sources or referrals, or they're just not doing the right outreach, or they're doing it inconsistent. All right. Now they're going to work with you. You're going to solve this whole gap in the steps I'm about to cover. At the end of working with you, they have outreach that actually converts into leads and clients, and it's automated. This is the biggest part of why there's such a big need in the market. I myself sometimes fall off with my outreach strategies. If something that is automated and personalized that actually converts can be implemented into my business, I would pay for that. All right. So there's a huge need in the market for the AI outreach infrastructure. Here are the steps you're going to take to actually provide this solution to the market. Now, first is an audit of the business like the other ones. You're going to audit the business. Who is this person targeting? What is their ICP online? What platforms are those people on? Why is the outreach not working? So you're going to actually diagnose the problems of what platforms are they on? Why is the outreach not working? Is the message bad? The call to action bad? No personalization, etc. Then you're going to get KPIs and data for the industry. So if you're working with, let's say, realtors, you're going to go to realtors and see, you're going to benchmark. Benchmarking is essentially seeing the industry average, and you're going to aim for above the industry average. So you're getting your clients results that is above normal, right? That is above standard. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to benchmark and get KPIs for the industry and shoot to do better than those KPIs for the industry with your outreach messages and conversions on those messages. 2 is going to be profile optimization and setup. So you're going to set up profiles to convert into leads. Basically, going to be identifying which platforms to set up. Is it Instagram DMs? Is it going to be LinkedIn auto DMs? Is it going to be Twitter DMs? Cold email, etc. You're going to optimize these platforms. So if it's a social profile, you're going to make sure it's a clean profile with a good description, with a good header, with good social proof, etc. Then again, you're going to set up tracking for every single thing that you do, especially with cold outreach. It's such a numbers game where you have to set up tracking to see what's working. All right. Number 3 is after you do that, you're going to set up outreach systems. So done for you, just going to go into this business, done for you, set up these systems. Identify your tech stack. Some really good places to start with in terms of AI outreach is Auto IGDM, Smart Lead AI, and Clay. Then you're going to set up platforms for outreach. So again, just going in, done for you, set up the cold email systems. Their softwares like Auto IGDM, which is automatically DM people on Instagram. So just go in and set up these softwares for your actual clients so they don't have to. That's why they're paying you the big bucks. Then you're going to make sure tracking in numbers is integrated. So again, make sure you're tracking every single thing. All of these softwares have components and definitely have APIs, which you could draw into a central sheet. So you could track everything, not only for yourself to see results, but for your clients so they can see what you're doing. And then finally, you're going to actually go ahead and launch those outreach campaigns. And then finally, optimizing. All right. So you're going to basically see what's working, what's not, and optimize for what's working. So this is more active, right? You're going to actively manage the outreach campaign so you get the best results. Guys, if you could kill this for clients, they will pay you a lot of money because outreach is so lucrative when you're doing it right. All right. So again, step number 4, ensure outreach message are converting, identify results and compare to expected KPIs. Again, this is benchmarking. So see what the average is or see what your client's doing before and make sure you're getting above that. If you're not getting above that, you have to change stuff. So you're actually getting them forward because that's what they paid you to do. Then you're going to test different variants of copywriting. You can use AI for copywriting 100%. That's where AI comes in. As you can see with this, not a lot of AI use cases, right? Because we're not forcing AI. We're only using AI where it could get us a competitive advantage. And there are a few places that I circled here and here that could actually get you that competitive advantage, like copywriting. Next, we're going to evaluate results and double down on what's working. So if you're sending out 10 variations of messaging, 3 are working, go all in on those 3 and start, increasing the numbers on the cold emails or the cold DMs or whatever you're doing. Then again, you're going to be actively tracking the results. All right. So at the end of this, the cold outreach infrastructure should get your client from not having any good infrastructure for sending out cold outreach or converting or being consistent. And 2, every single outreach that they're sending has them a chance to get them a lead, an eyeball, or a client. And they're doing this on autopilot with your constant managing. And then again, the infrastructure is not meant to be done forever unless you want to do retainer. So you could basically manage it for 2 months. And then if everything's working, you could have them pay a fee and then you sort of release it to them. All right. That's build and release. I'm sure you heard of that before. That's how I would go about rolling out this AI outreach infrastructure. That is infrastructure number 4. Let's move on to the 5th one, which is in the SaaS space. This one has a lot of potential. All right, I lied, guys. We will be covering the AI community infrastructure next, but the SaaS infrastructure is what we're going to tackle right now. This one is massive. SaaS companies get so much money from VC, venture capital firms, and they have to invest this money and this funding to grow their SaaS. So if you nail this solution, there's a lot of money to be made. The companies we're going to be targeting are SaaS companies, software as a service companies that have high churn, no user feedback, and no upsell strategies. And when we help them, we're going to turn them into a dream SaaS company that has lower churn, higher LTV. This is just lifetime value. So people actually stick around and pay the SaaS platform for longer. And finally, user insights. User insights will allow us to achieve higher LTV and achieve lower churn. These are pretty much the same thing, higher LTV and lower churn. All right, now this is only a 3-step process, but this one is super cool. One, I don't see anyone doing it. And two, it uses AI video, which is hyper underutilized in this space. One, again, audit. Identify what's wrong. Why are people churning? When are people churning? What is the churn rate? What are the mechanisms in place the SaaS company already has to reduce the churn rate? So you want to make sure you have all the numbers, diagnose what is actually happening in the SaaS company. Next, AI churn reduction system. This is really, really cool. Again, I don't see anyone doing this. If you think about doing this or you are doing this, please DM me or reach out on Instagram. I would love to help you scale this up. There's so much use cases for this. Now, this is going to be an AI personalized follow-up system using AI video and AI email. Now, I'm not going to really talk about AI email. This is pretty simple. When you onboard a person to a SaaS, usually you get their business's name, business's niche, and their name. So you can just craft custom AI emails that you send out to people when they're about to churn based on data you've collected. I'm going to focus on AI video because, again, I don't see anyone doing this. I think it's a super, super powerful option. Now, the reason people churn from a SaaS platform is because they don't get any type of follow-up. They don't really get any type of follow-up, or they really don't like the product. 9 times out of 10, in my opinion, it's because people do not receive specialized attention from the platform. All right. So they get bored with the platform, or they end up just not using it. And then they get a charge out of nowhere and they're like, oh, I'm canceling this. I don't even use it. To solve that, we're going to get AI videos involved, which will be either the CEO or someone important on the SaaS platform to record a video personalized to this person, all using AI. All right. And you could use a bunch of different platforms like HeyGen, Be Human to actually make this happen. Again, DM me. I have a lot of insights into how to make this happen if you want to do it. But you're going to be using those platforms to essentially take the CEO and clone him into a bunch of different videos that can hyper-personalize to that person's business and their first name. So say you own a SaaS company and I am a user of that SaaS platform and I am about to churn. You have data on me that I am about to churn from your company. When I'm about to churn at the 2-month mark, whatever it is, just giving an example, you could send me a personalized video through email or SMS, whatever you collect from me, saying, hey, and this is from you, like the CEO. This is your mouth moving. This sounds like your voice, but it's all AI. You're going to be, hey, Shaz, here's a free complimentary call with our team so we can have a strategy call about how to use our software to get to the next level, right? Some type of thing like that. The biggest components here are you're giving them free value so they stay for longer on your SaaS platform. And it's a personalized video from the founder of the platform. This makes me feel really good. Now I don't want to drop the software. I don't want to churn anymore. I want to ride it out and keep on using it. All right. So this will reduce churn almost guaranteed if you can nail it. All right. So that's step number 2. Step number 3 is an AI upsell system. Essentially, we're going to target specific users that are likely to upgrade, and you do this just through data collection and using AI. You're going to set up analytics of users, notifications when a potential upsell is applicable. So let's say you identify a potential upsell, you'll just ping the internal SaaS team, and they can go ahead and upsell that person, get them on a call, etc. And finally, automatically send an email as well. So if they don't want to get on calls, you can automatically sell them or send them an upsell email that they might see and then upsell when the time is right. All right. So this is a really, really cool infrastructure. If you nail this, there's a lot of money to be made because churn is everything on these platforms. If you could increase LTV and increase or decrease churn for these companies, they will pay you a lot of money and even retainer money if you could continually do this for them. That is number 4. Finally, we're going to move on to number 5, which is the AI community infrastructure, another really, really cool one. Now we have the AI community infrastructure. There's massive potential for this specific infrastructure because, as you know, and if you've been on School recently, that platform that Alex Hormozi and Sam Ovens created, there's so many people creating communities that are not really doing it right, or they're building up communities and they don't know how to monetize, etc. Which brings me to these people and their current situation, right? They have a community with thousands of people, no engagement. They're not monetizing this community properly, or they have no feedback mechanisms or AI resources in place to make the most of this community. Now, they're going to buy this infrastructure so you can bridge them to where they want to go, their dream situation, which is they get upsells from within their community. They continuously improve on the product, which is the community. And finally, they get consistent source of leads and high ticket deals from this community that they build, right? That's what you're going to be helping these people with. And there's a 5-step process you're going to be running them through. First is consulting. All right, so you're going to be, again, auditing what the community is. Is it free, low, or high ticket, recurring, or one-time lead flow from community? Like, what is their goals around the community? Some people's leads are in the community. Some people are getting leads from the community. So just ask a bunch of questions. And then also, like, how are they getting community feedback, or what has the community feedback been from their audience? Next is community restructure. So based on your expertise, again, we're doing infrastructures that we know and have expertise in. So if you know communities or you study communities, you'll know what the best structure for a community is. So you want to set up the best structure for your client based on their specific niche. just done for you. Set up the community, go in, rearrange your school, do everything like that, set up the feedback mechanisms, and then set up upsell channels, private and public channels, and just configure the whole entire program and community so it works out. All right, that's step number 2. You're gonna do this all for them. You don't have to worry about it. 3 is the appointment setter. I know a person making over $100,000 a month selling an AI appointment setter for school communities. It's absolutely insane. I don't think a lot of people are doing it, but it is possible, right? So you're gonna have a done for you setup of community appointment setter. Yes, it is possible. That's why I say it is possible, because I don't think a lot of people have looked into it. So you're gonna be taking a free community and having an AI appointment setter in there that will take those free people and turn them into leads, into sales calls for the client that you're working for, and then convert free or low ticket community to qualified sales calls, which I just said. All right, so the appointment setter is step number 3. If you can nail this alone, there's so much in it for you for selling this infrastructure. Step number 4 is just AI resources. This is pretty simple, but a lot of people that are just coaches, like fitness coaches, or let's say people in whatever niche, they don't really know AI. So they're not even using AI resources. Just go in and create GPTs for them, tutorials on how to use AI, etc. Just make AI resources. This is so simple. You could do this in 10 minutes. Make AI resources for that community so that they can leverage AI resources and that their community could actually benefit from it. Finally, the AI program builder. So if you built a community before, I don't know if you have, I have. It's a pain in the ass to do so. So the goal here is to build an AI program builder for the client. So you're going to go to the client that owns the community and say, hey, I'll build you an AI program builder that will take in feedback from the people and help come up with new content ideas and new mechanisms in the community to make the community more engaged. It's so hard sometimes as a community owner, I own a community, to actually come up with new ideas and keep people engaged. If you have an AI assistant to help you with that, that's what you could do. And you could call it the AI program builder, which is step number 5 of this infrastructure. Now, if you accomplish all of this stuff, especially the appointment setter, and then just rearranging the community structure, there's a lot of money to be made. And you could take people from having a community that doesn't really do much for them, that's more of a nuisance, to a community that actually produces thousands or tens of thousands of dollars in monthly recurring revenue for this client. And you could take like 10% of that a month, right? If you want a video on how to price these solutions like rev share, retainer, high ticket build and release, let me know and I could create a video on that. But that is the AI community infrastructure. Now, if you've built your own AI infrastructure and you're struggling with lead generation and finding people to sell it to, check out this free video here where I show you how to book in qualified sales calls every single month using the AI content funnel. If you need more help, you can claim a free custom demo call for yourself to see exactly how we're scaling AI agencies like you see here all the time using our AI content funnel and a sneak peek of the AI content infrastructure that I showed you in this video. If you want more free resources, they're all in the description. I hope to see you on that call or in that free training video next. I'll see you there.